thank you for choosing Nairobi to host this very important event.
This is the first time the International Coffee Council will meet in this warm and hospitable country.
It's so important to exchange ideas, exchange experience, and share that kind of the best practice they're doing in the world.
Delegates from ICO members benefit from the opportunity to learn at first hand from the experience of their fellow members, while the coffee sector of the host country receives heightened visibility internally and projects itself abroad.
Yes, this conference has highlighted a lot of things that are of concern to the farmers. And one of the things that they have talked about is about marketing.
Our coffee is like a Mercedes, it's like a Ferrari, but we are marketing as a tuk-tuk.
There is always a tendency to form cartels or caucuses to drive certain agenda.
I've been here 27 years and I can say there are no cartels, and I know I won't be believed. It's a myth that there are really cartels in the coffee industry in Kenya.
Why is it that a cappuccino in Nairobi costs the same or more as the cappuccino in a buying market in Japan, in the US, in Europe?
Again, that comes back to the high cost of doing business in Kenya.
Kenya gets the highest prices in the world. I think the key question is, why does that price not percolate down to farmers? So what needs to be done to make sure that's much more effective?
Intervention, the Ministry of Agriculture and Trade have begun making, are poised to make a turnaround for the benefit of our farmers.
As of this year, set up a Kenya shillings 3 billion Cherry Advance Revolving Fund to be operational from July 1 of this year.
The solution for coffee farming is first of all to liberalize the marketing of coffee. Let the farmers deal with the buyers direct.
If we put a level playing ground for the men and the women, then we can be able to increase our production by between 20 and 30%.
We can start by using or sort of creating a national coffee drinking promotional campaign that leverages some of the recognized brands in Kenya.
Is there any program, or is it viable for the Kenyan government to give free coffee in schools and colleges so as to make these people the next generation coffee consumers?
Creating a thriving domestic market will provide our growers with some protection against a really volatile coffee market.
It was very important to be here on the field, to be in this farm, so that we realize how complicated it is to make it profitable for the farmer, the small farmers, but also attractive for the Kenyan consumer.
I feel that there is a lot of learning which can be shared between Africa, India, China and such regions, which will define the growth of coffee in the future.
The Ethiopian government is really doing its level best to increase productivity and production. For example, we have developed a 15 years strategy, coffee development strategy.
Look at Rwanda. Rwanda has a great Made in Rwanda strategy to build pride, or agaciro, so that people are proud of where they're coming from. So think about, that example is just to think about the specific consumer behavior constraints that are challenging you with selling. Please be sure that you are also considering your market. Don't just go experimenting for the sake of it, and ensure that you know what your consumers are demanding.
Farmers as producers to adapt what you call climate smart practices, strategies.
There is a very low motivation. There is tremendous extension knowledge is available, manpower is available, machinery is available in India, but the farmers lack motivation because they find it losing.
The way forward is to be resilient, because there is always an up and a down in every business, and this is coffee farming as a business.
So I think if the farmer reaches the point where they really decide that that tree has to be cut down, that's gone. It's never going to come back, right? So we've got to make sure that those islands of coffee remain.
We need to focus first on the economic sustainability. We need to focus first on making coffee farming really viable for this generation and for the generations to come. But we must not forget about the other issues that several of the panelists have been raising.